January 25th, 2024. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Jay not with us today. I think he's saying the only words I can get out of him were the Hawks busted up my parlay, man. They were on the do not bet list. He had to go there. I don't know why. I can't explain. I can't speak for him. He went there. It wasn't pretty. The Warriors on 10 days rest, playing for their fallen assistant coach. Oh boy. What you call that is the business end of the beatdown. Speaking of the business end of the beatdown, live from Vegas, boots on the ground. Chris Ruffolo. Chris, how's it going?
Good. I just finished up the 350-word report on the egg sandwich. Must say, pretty good.
How about the bun? Nice touch on the brioche bun there.
Very, very nice touch, yeah.
I just like the way that the bun just kind of. Did you got the fried egg, not the broken yolk?
Yes.
All right. It all came together for you?
It did.
All right. They didn't upsell you on that hash brown because that could grease you out. They always try and upsell you there.
They might have. They might have.
Oh, see, I have not fallen for the hash brown trick yet because the thing is that they always ask you to do that. So I don't go.
They didn't ask. They didn't ask me. I offered.
Oh, you offered it up. All right.
Yeah.
How was the hash brown? I've never had it.
It was pretty good.
Better than? Would you rather have the hash brown or another egg sandwich?
It's a closer decision than you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow. But is there a better $12 spent in Vegas on a meal than that? That really is the question. I mean, probably I know my bill gets a lot higher there. I get the OJ and the, everything else.
So do I.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I didn't put it past you. That you wouldn't.
Wasn't impressed that they didn't take cash though.
Did not know that. I'm not. I put everything on my card, so I have it all for my taxes.
Yeah.
Got to put the hash brown on the sandwich. We may have a genius in our in our presence here. I didn't even think about that. Isn't the hash brown like a cheese hash brown of some kind?
Yeah, it's about like a.
It's big.
Like it's almost an inch thick.
Yeah, it's substantial.
Yeah, it's literally a brick.
2 pickers today. Yeah, just me and Chris. Jay said he's sick of those Atlanta Hawks. They busted up his parlay. He's out of here, starting his own channel, all those different things. I had a million ways we could have gone with the Jay thing. I read all those YouTube comments about get rid of the old guy. I know what you guys are saying about me. Get rid of the old guy, man. Ouch.
But how was your day yesterday?
I got to tell you, man, my life is crazy. We're doing so much these days. I'm going in 8 different directions. We used to just really be a web business, and that's really what we were. We were a web company. We did our articles every day. We did some videos, some live. But now, with the explosion of our YouTube channel, the YouTube has taken on a life of its own, as you know. The web properties have become, a life of their own. The Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays have become a life of their own as well. So it's like, we've gone from one thing to really 3 things, and the amount of people that we keep adding is making it even more. So, my life has changed a lot. This is why, like I've been saying, I'm probably not going to be on as many shows going forward, but I keep continuing to try to. But it's just that I don't have enough hours in the day, anymore to do it. So I'm going to do my best to stick with it. Not going to make any excuses. I'm going to keep trudging along. But, this is why most people who are the owners or presidents of their websites, a lot of the websites that you see out there in the sports betting space are owned by larger companies. But you don't see the owner of the website on any other, any other thing, unless there's like multiple owners. You might see people that have equity stake in it, but and that's only if they got one other site. Rhymes with Ledger Gawk. I think that the Prez actually owns a piece of it, a chunk, and he does the show. Well, actually gave him did we give him a little bit too much respect there, or did we actually acknowledge something that they actually do over there? That's what the hell's, man. It is a kinder, gentler Mitch this morning without Jay here to argue about his trash pandas.
No buttons to be pushed.
I saw on ESPN that a Mavericks fan that Luka wanted them ejected. I was like, man, I hope it's not Jay. I know he was at the game.
Jay out kicking and screaming, "No, Luka, I love you. I'm sorry."
Yeah, a lot of changes. Jim Harbaugh taking the Chargers job. Jay's not late. He's not coming. I mean, if he shows up, he's always welcome. But he let us know he had other stuff going on. I know you guys don't realize this, but when Jay's on 7 days a week, 365 days a year, he also hosts the weekend shows. And he does his jam session and everything else that he does. He does that, drive through. He does tons of other stuff. It doesn't leave a lot of time for the stuff that you actually have to get done. And at a certain point, they're not going to wait for the All-Star break. It's like there's certain things that you just have to do it. So, you're the only one that picked Golden State. I picked Golden State on the show. I said they were going to blow them out of the building too, but you don't see me here saying, "I told you." It's like that's like I really don't understand it. Like nobody else bet on Golden State yesterday. You have to tell us. You told us. Congrats on your win, of course. But Chris, did you win any games? I got crushed at college hoops yesterday. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I went 1-3 in college hoops.
I got crushed. I don't even think I did that. What happened to me was I've been on a really good strategy that I've been using in college hoops. Last year, I got just blown up at college hoops. I got just crushed. It was my worst year I ever had. In fact, it was the worst season of any sport I ever had in 16 years online. But not you, the group here jumped on me. All right. Well, we know how they get, so I understand your feelings. Congratulations. Anyways. We're happy for you. Yeah, well, I gave out the other side of that Rockets game, too, on this show, for sure, man. I know that much. What else were we talking about? Chargers? Jim Harbaugh?
I mean, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop and waiting for it to get announced. So, but now it's happened.
Now it's happened. It's kind of a non-event.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, well, it's like New Year's. It's like you wait for the ball to drop, and then it's midnight, and then it's like, okay, it's January 1st. Let's go. Let's move on.
Sean Morrow was 3-0 in college hoops yesterday. Probably faded my ass. It was one of those things where it was like I put in, I think, 3 or 4 games. Every one of them, I would probably take the same bet again, and I probably would have added 2 or 3 that I really liked, and all those won. But it's just, it's just one of those days. It happens, It's like I would have taken Iowa again against Maryland at home. They were up. They were covering. They were doing everything, I thought I had Miami as a premium pick. I did not. And I thought I also had Ole Miss because Romanelli is so adamant that they suck this year. But they don't. They're good. Chris Beard's a good coach. The Nets are the public dog square play of the day. I see that one everywhere. Everywhere. It is a public dog. Super public dog. So enjoy yourself over there with them Metropolitans. Super public dog. We've got I got breakfast as well. Anyways, gonna have breakfast with everybody here. Like Mr. Rogers. Chris had the egg, which gave a full review. He got sucked into the hash brown. He sucked himself in. I've been hitting the gym really hard, so I gotta constantly be eating now. I'm proteining up. It's like eating a ton of protein really it helps, man. It does. I've never been one of these protein junkies, but I am now at this point in my life. Anyways, what else is going on in Vegas? Anything exciting? Is U2 playing? Muted, man.
Sorry, there's a plane flying overhead. I was trying to see if there were tickets for the Sphere Experience, but they were sold out until I think the day I leave. So nothing there, and all the shows that were available yesterday just weren't stuff that I was into. So just went around, gambled a little bit, walked up and down the strip a little bit. Might go to Fremont Street at some point.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Trying to get my steps in while I'm here.
How many steps do you take?
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't even track how many I had yesterday.
I've never done the steps thing.
It's a good way to sort of track and see how active you're actually being. I don't know.
Sean Morrow saying that the Sphere is expensive and total crap. Is it more expensive than a half hour at the craps table? That's really the question. You know, is it more than $7,000? I mean, let's be honest, right? People are like, oh man, when you go out to dinner, we just order everything on the entire menu and like get double, 2 or 3 of like certain things. Like they say, oh, the oysters, they're served in 3 per order. You know, I'll take 4 dozen. It's like people are like, man, it's like, what's this gonna cost? I'm like, about 1/10 of what my last roll of the dice cost me. You know, that last roll, even if you won, you know, all the money you had out on the table in that last roll. It's like, yeah, you want to take a couple seconds to bash Doc Rivers again?
If you want to, go ahead.
I'm just happy as a Heat fan. Of course, the Heat with the big game tonight. Get right into it. Let's get started. Sixers against the Pacers. Let me get my bookmarks in. How much time have we wasted? 13 minutes and 43 seconds. So 13, 45. It is. What did we say? Sixers at Pacers?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'm gonna go sexy pick right off the bat. I think I got to take the over here and a lean towards the Sixers as well. Story about a lack of defense from the Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers just rolling again. Winners of 6 straight. The 2 wins on the road in that span were against Charlotte and Orlando. Even the game against Charlotte, they only put up 97 points. But more often than not, you're seeing the Sixers get into the 120s. And again, we know with Indiana's defense, that could easily multiply up to 130, 135. So give me the over and give me a lean towards the Sixers as well.
I like the under in this one. I just don't think that without Halliburton in the lineup that the Pacers can get there offensively to get a number that gets to the over. But I got my plate leaned up against my yes button. Are you enjoying your eggs? Do they have enough bacon in them?
Yes.
Turkey bacon it is. My wife made these. Chefing it up. Should have invited Costi. Should I see what he's doing? If he wants to join us. Oh, he usually plays golf on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Well, Doc's terrible in Game 7, so he's basically the Jason Tatum of coaching.
Yeah, baby.
I like the Sixers. I've been on them plenty this season, and I'll be on them here. I don't like what the Pacers do without Halliburton. We got the Wizards up against the Jazz. You know, the Jazz have not been a good road team. They're laying a touchdown on the road in this one. The Wizards, though, just 1-9 straight up in their last 10, 3-17 at home. These are Hawks-type numbers. The Jazz have been bad on the road, but I'll tell you what, they're just a way better team. I think the Jazz blow their doors off. I'm going to take the Jazz in this one. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I got to take the. I was actually leaning towards the over, but I'll probably go with you if I have to pick a side here on the Jazz too. At least the.
Should we put words in Jay's mouth because he hates the Jazz on the road? We know that.
Yeah, I think so. I just. Which team do I trust more to put up points and get themselves a win? Well, the team that's been doing it more consistently, the Jazz. I mean, they also had a nice run of form on the road too. I believe that was all in the underdog role though, but still, Jazz are the better team, playing the better basketball. This is a good launching spot to start to turn things around on the road. So give me the Jazz, give me the over.
Costi's watching the show. He's like, you want me to come on? All right. Of course. Got the Nets and the Timberwolves. Yeah, I think the Nets, like I said, seems to be very, very public doggy here. I'm not seeing it. I think the Timberwolves had their get-right moment last night, and I think they're ready to get back to business. They've taken a lot on the chin, and I think, again, nothing really helps like a run against bad teams, and I think that's what we're going to see here. I think we're going to see the Timberwolves get it done. It's a light spread. I mean, it's like they're baiting you to take the Timberwolves, but you don't have to bait me too hard. Somebody knows something. Yeah, I know the Nets are going to get their ass kicked. How about that?
Yeah, I think I got to go with the Timberwolves as well. I still haven't forgotten the fact that the Nets are like 4-16-1 in their last 21 or something like that against the numbers. So Timberwolves got a defense that travels. I know they haven't played their best basketball on the road this season. It's where the majority of their losses have come, but I'm still checked out with this Brooklyn team. So give me the Timberwolves here as well.
I sent Costi the link. I don't know if it's working. I sent it to him. Anyways. Got the Heat and the Celtics. Heat money line all day. They own the Celtics. The Celtics are their bitch. Jason Tatum sucks, and I hate them. So Heat and all the Heat props, all the Tatum props under, all the Heat props over, all the Jimmy Butler props over, and yeah, pretty much that's the story of it. There's really no reason to even talk much more about it. What do you think?
Can we move on?
That's all right. You can take your shit ass.
I'm gonna take my shit ass Celtics. Maybe it's a very low spot on the Heat after that performance against Memphis yesterday, but on a back-to-back, I still just this is one of my least favorite games on the board. I'll say it. I'd rather watch this one as a fan than bet on it, but I'll lean towards the Celtics here.
can't find the.
Put words in your mouth. Stupid man.
That's fine. We used to have the really cool setup with. That might be on my other computer.
Oh.
Of Costi. Remember what the cool names I did? There he is. What's happening, Costi? Can't hear you. Oh, I know what's going on. You got to join us again. Hang on. You're going to have to leave and come back. You have to have him join us in live mode. It's like a glitch. There you go. Now we can hear you.
We're back. We're back.
Of course we're back. We're doing the Heat and the Celtics. Ruffolo doesn't like his job too much.
What's that? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Heat Celtics. You know what? It's just gotta take the points at home. Miami is on a stretch right now where they're just not playing well, but it's a lot of points at home. Don't love this game. Went over it this morning, but 8 points is a lot of points at home. I'm taking your Heat, Mitch. Hoping for them to bounce back, get off this 4-game losing streak.
I'll tell you what, the Heat aren't playing well, but you know who they play well against? Jason Tatum. They hate his guts like I do.
I don't know if anybody.
Eric wants to know what I'm eating. It's my egg things that my wife makes. It's turkey bacon, scrambled eggs, cottage cheese, like mixed in a blender with the eggs and the cottage cheese, turkey bacon, and green onions with a little salt and pepper and some Gruyere cheese. It's a nice dish, cooked in a muffin tin. I'm proteining up. For my return to the golf course.
It's coming. You got to get ready. You got to get dialed in for end of March.
Well, the bad news is I tried swinging to my club outside and it hurt, so I got to I got to change my swing. That's all it really comes down to. Just got to power through with my muscles and then, take a shorter swing. That's just really what it comes down to.
All the hips. Don't let the shoulders really swing at all.
It's not a matter of the swinging. I mean, it's just a matter of the moving.
Right. It's that stretch of the.
Yeah, I mean, when I practice, I mean, I keep my arms so close together. I keep them I exaggerate it when I haven't played in a while. I exaggerate, the arms like this. That's how, because for me, that's where I have to start. With the arm tucked into the body all the way, and then with the arms pushed almost as if you could push your elbows together. As far as I have to start like that when I'm practicing when I haven't played in a while.
I have one of those tools at my office where it's like a necklace with this little medicine ball.
I thought you were going to say we have one of those tools at the office. We call him Eric Pathy.
I have so many golf tools. There's all the ones up in the garage. Yeah, Eric. Let me sell you the Eric Pathy package. You will get criticized all day on the golf course. You will build up self-esteem. And I promise you, at the end of the day, you won't be hungry.
Nice.
Doubt it.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm constantly hungry now.
Because you're burning calories all morning. That's how it should be.
I'm sorry to get a little bulky.
Came on for one thing. I want to know, Chris, what did you eat yesterday? Just give me the whole landscape, morning to night.
He went to the Egg Witch that I told him to go to.
Give me the Ruffolo breakdown, the timeline.
So did the morning show, then went and got the Egg Witch with the hash brown that was like a brick and
egg. The Egg Witch at the Aria.
Oh,
I'll be there.
There. Oh, you'll be at the Egg Witch with me. Don't worry about it.
I'll take you guys to a place where I think that the sandwich actually tops the Egg Witch.
Yeah, you're fired.
What was for lunch?
I said you could judge for yourself. You don't have to believe me.
I already judged.
Well,
Where's that?
it's a place called Bulldogies. I gotta remember where it is. I think it's in Henderson.
Oh, you mean you got to schlep all the way off the
It's like 20 minutes. It's worth it.
Then what did you?
20-minute ride?
20 minutes each way.
It may be less than that. I don't know. I'm terrible with spacing here. Trying to think of what else was yesterday.
What was dinner?
And yesterday for lunch I had a ham and cheese panini from the cafe downstairs. They have a really nice cafe. I like their food there. And then dinner was Gordon Ramsay burger at Planet Hollywood.
Anything late night snack? Some gelato?
Did you stop by Chick-fil-A on the way to the Gordon Ramsay burger? Because it's right there on the side of Planet Hollywood.
I didn't think. You know what? I should have, and I'm probably going to go today.
You show up with your bag of Chick-fil-A at Gordon Ramsay. Say, while I'm waiting for my meal, I'm going to have my snack. I brought my own appetizer. Start dipping your nuggets. Put on the napkin like a bib.
I got a mouthful of chicken. I look at the one next to me. This is great.
That's so good. I'm happy for you, man. I really am. Glad you had a good day.
Thank you. Yeah,
You look happier.
Well, we haven't heard about the tables yet.
I only went to the sports book yesterday.
Hopefully evaded my picks. Anyways, except for the ones I gave out on the show were winners, but the ones I put in were not good. I love today's card, though. I mean, I freaking love it. I love it. I think today's the best college basketball card of the year so far.
It had a good day yesterday. Swept the college board. Hit my one NBA game. Was all over the Bucks and the new coach. Pays again. First game from a new coach is like I think 8-1 between all the sports this year. A lot of hype.
Next up,
Where's Jet? He's still at the Mavericks game?
he took the Hawks. He's not feeling well. Got the Knicks against the Chicken Nuggets from the world's most famous arena. Chris, what do you think?
Oh, man, this one was another tough one, but I think I got to take the Knicks here. The line just looks really low. You might even just have to take the Knicks straight up on the money line if you want, if you're going with them, because I don't know. I was going to say, never mind. Forget what I'm saying. Knicks against the spread for me here. 14-5 at home, 11-7-1 against the number. Denver still has a little bit of work to do on the road in terms of covering numbers, so give me the Knicks.
I gave out Davidson on the show yesterday.
I'm going to go with I don't like this game at all. I think this is a true 50-50 game, but Chicken Nuggets, man. They've been balling on the road, definitely playing great ball. Not saying that the Knicks are not. The Knicks are playing exceptionally well with their new starting five, but I think it's just one of those games where Jokic is going to go off, not just with scoring, but just controlling the flow, being in the Garden. Great players elevate their game. And this is just one of those showcase TNT games that's Jokic is going to thrive, not only get a triple-double, but will his team to victory and be pretty easy. I think they win by 6 or 7. So give me the Nuggets.
I'm taking the Nuggets as well. This one looks pretty easy as well for me. I don't see how the Knicks even hang in this. The Knicks are a franchise built on disappointment, and this is one where they get way up. The thing is, now that we passed the halfway point of the season, we're going to start to see the cream really rise to the top. We're seeing the Nuggets really put it together at this point of the season, as they set it down for that stretch drive. They know how important that home court's going to be to them. I think they can win again even without the home court but I think they'd rather have it than not have it, and I think they win here, no problem, no problem at all. I think the Knicks. I think we see the Knicks botch some opportunity as well. That's usually what they do.
All right, you swayed me. I'm going to take the Nuggets. I was
Whoa.
50-50. I was 50-50 on it, but now you know what, you talked me into it. I'm with Costi. I don't love that game, but so I could easily be talked into it.
Well, look at the Knicks who they beat. They beat the Wizards on their winning streak. Wizards, Toronto.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, terrible teams that they beat up on. I just don't think they compete. Again, it's still a 50-50 game. I'm not obsessed with it like Mitch is, but low spread on the road. I love it.
Okay. A lot of information. Warriors back-to-backers now after 10 days off. Back-to-back games. Last night winning them for their fallen coach. Tonight they got the Sacktown Kings in town. Costi, what do you think?
I like the Warriors at home. Well-rested team. I don't think the back-to-back is going to matter much. They had enough rest last week. Still a lot of motivation for them to keep winning. For the coach, a lot of that stuff, just like with the Wolverines, when that scandal happened, they went behind that and it fueled them.
That's the biggest load of crap. That Wolverines is the biggest. No, what happened is they played fucking Indiana. Is what they did. It's like they always act like they did something. You beat a shit team whose coach got fired. Congratulations, man. They barely struggled like with Rutgers, who couldn't score a point all season. It's like they didn't do anything. They didn't rally behind their coach.
Joel does
man.
They rally behind the scandal.
They're a joke.
It gives anything pushes you over the limit in football.
Joke.
It does. I believe it.
If you need that to beat Indiana, then you're a fucking joke. Because nobody else needed it, and they beat Indiana got the shit beaten out of them all season, including Purdue beat them, who was terrible. They were straight ass. Not even a bowl team this season. So Purdue didn't need it to motivate them, but Michigan did. I mean, what?
I believe it's seasonal. It's not just a one game. The rest of the way, they had that extra chip on their shoulder. Strongly believe that.
Oh my God. They played the lightest schedule in the country. They played the easiest schedule in the country.
The team, they could only play what's in front of them.
Then why would you need that as motivation if you're playing against inferior opponents every single game? It's ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense. If you need that to motivate you to beat the worst schedule in the nation, then what? Then you're worth shit. And basically, by saying that, you're saying, well, our team's really dog shit, but maybe this will make us a little less shitty. It's like, I don't see it, because those guys are egomaniacs. It's like they don't look at it that way. Michigan, they're entitled egomaniacs, man. It's like joke. It's like this is a college that has gotten top ranked recruits for 100 years, man. They have an empty trophy case. They finally won one. I mean, you finally won one. You got the easy track to the title. Georgia, they didn't let Georgia in the playoff. Easy track, man, to get there. Congrats. You got one. We gave it to you, but I don't think they were motivated by their... If you needed your coach to a suspension because you cheated to be motivated, really, man, I don't get it. Personally, I don't get it.
I know we got a little sidetracked here, but Golden State, keep the motivation going. Team at home, they've been playing well. I like it. Like the spot here. Back-to-back's not going to hurt him.
I don't think it made one shit of difference, man. But I'm taking the Kings here. The Kings generally a great road dog is really their spot, but actually as a road favorite in these spots, they've actually done pretty well. I think the Warriors return back to form after the emotional lift that they had. Tough to keep emotion like that. Tough to play on emotion for 2 games in a row, especially on back-to-back nights. I'm taking them, and I hate Michigan. I don't care. Congratulations on your national championship. Finally, your lifetime achievement award. But I mean, my God. I mean, with the budget that they have, with everything that they have, they should have. If they had a good program, they would have 25 national championships. They're just one of those people. It's like everything's just gifted to them. It's like so they're never going to be really good, for a very, they're never going to be able to be good for a long time because they don't have to earn anything. Pathetic. They had that split title in '97. They would have got rung up by Nebraska that year if they played them head-to-head. Rung up. Nebraska would have been an 18-point favorite against that Michigan team. And they would have covered. They won 3 national titles in 4 years and beat the shit out of everybody. They beat us. They beat Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp. They beat us, man. They sure as hell could have beat those guys. Touched a nerve. Opened a can of worms. Anyways, next up, Michigan. Had to mention it. Had to bring it up. If Jay was here, he would have been like, no. It's like, why'd you do that? It's like, he congratulated them on the championship. We moved on. It's like... moved on. It was tough. Got the Lakers and the Bulls to round it all up. I'm on the Bulls in this one plus the points. I don't see it again for the Lakers getting it done. The Bulls have been just flying under the radar, cashing tickets. They're only 7-14 straight up, but 10-11 against the number. 6-4 straight up in their last 10. They're arguably the better team here. Taking the Bulls. Chris?
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one as well, but I think the value is with the Bulls here in the
I didn't go back and forth.
No, I'm saying I did. Because the Lakers do play their better basketball at home, but the Bulls have more often than not lately been finding a way to cover games even when they probably shouldn't be. So give me the Chicago Bulls. Not when I'm rushing to bet, but stick with Chicago here. I really don't love today's NBA card, to be honest.
Wow. Costi, do the Bulls or Lakers need to be motivated by a cheating coach?
No motivation. I'm on the Bulls here, like the spot. LeBron's questionable. Think he's going to play. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, I think he's going to play. I still think the Bulls keep it relatively close. It's not going to – Lakers aren't blowing out anybody. If they win the game, they win. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose outright. They're just not playing good ball right now, but I'll take the 4.5 in my back pocket. Bulls have been playing well without Levine, so give me the Bulls here, 4.5. I could see this being a point game at the end of the game. It's going to be free throws. They're going to win it. I'd rather have the points in my back pocket.
Are those points in your pocket, or are you just glad to see us?
Back pocket. So there's nothing poking out of the back pocket.
Chris is
Back pocket. Just in the-
chuckling. He got Ruffolo going. I'm telling you, he got this, and we haven't even gotten a PFW Chang. So
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to college hoops yet, where the best ones come out. So,
Well, we got to college hoops.
I'm just here for the entertainment.
See if anyone needs to be motivated by a cheater coach. We were caught cheating, so it really motivates us. I'm gonna
They all
use that.
do
I'm
it.
gonna get a
They
shirt.
all do it. They all do it. He just got busted.
They all do what?
They all do things that are under the radar in the gray area.
Yeah, but you know what? Certain schools, when you do things under the radar in the grade area, you get 3-4 years of bowl suspensions, you get scholarship limitations, you get everything else. And other schools like this, your coach gets suspended for the Indiana game. I mean, it is ridiculous.
I didn't say it's right. I'm just saying there's nothing fair about.
Well, they wouldn't have beat Indiana if their coach wasn't suspended because they wouldn't have had that kind of motivation. Tom Allen was really drawing up the game plan to beat them.
All about business, just like the NFL, like we talk about all the time. It's all lawyers. It's not for the players. Same thing in college. There's money controls everything, and certain schools get the bad breaks, and certain schools get a slap on the wrist, and it's never going to be fair.
it's like they always say, college hoops, cream. Cash rules everything around me.
Cream rises to the top. I didn't know where you were going with that.
It's like, cream? There's a donut place near the Egg Witch. Cream filled donut.
There is. I saw that place and it looked too bougie.
Roof, are you a golf player?
No, not really. You know what? I'll go to Top Golf and just swing and hit balls because I'm just like.
We need to get just a cart with Roof and Jay Briggs that are just riding around.
I'll either drive the cart, or if I actually have to play, I'm only going to bring a putter.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm
Giving
only
us
going to bring
dogs, like a nice hot dog, just getting some good stuff over to us. Lighting my cigar.
I just walk around like John Daly.
We already have the Raptors going to Seattle, so could be.
Costi wants to see my best John Daly impression, walking around talking about Taco Bell,
smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. No, we'll make it happen.
Tell you, back when I was young, man, all the players smoked in baseball. They all smoked in the dugout on the sidelines, and the college basketball coaches used to smoke also on the bench, man, on the court. Dean Smith, man, the legend, used to sit there smoke cigarettes on the freaking sideline. He was always smoking.
Don't worry, Roof's gonna bring the hot dogs.
Those schools like Duke was all built on tobacco money. You know, North Carolina. That's why they call it Tobacco Road. The coaches smoked, man. It was all part of the whole shtick. It's like that is how they, kept their boosters and everything like that. Dean Smith smokes Marlboro or whatever the hell he smoked, Chesterfields, whatever wasn't tied down.
A nice Camel.
Yeah, whatever, man. R.J. Reynolds, I'm sure they. I used to smoke Marlboro Reds, 2 packs a day. 2 packs.
You know this course we're playing at, it's the second best course publicly in Las Vegas outside of Shadow Creek. Very exciting.
Second best?
Second best.
Second best public course in southwestern Nevada. Just between the left of the chiclets.
I mean, it's better than the Win. It's better than the Win.
Okay. What makes it better?
Location.
Well, they're letting us in, so it can't be all that good.
They don't have a choice.
Well, they have. Believe me, they have a choice. I hit a house at the Bear and at the Grizzly in Cincinnati. They had me removed. I had a side hill downhill, and I tried to scoop it around, with my 6-wood. I think I hit a house. It's like they came out, the police came. And my argument is, you live on a golf course. What do you expect?
Sean said, if I break 90, I'll be happy. I'm telling you, man, Sean hits it a mile. I think he'll break 90. Micah's really good. Micah's dad's really good. He's the guy that like walks up to the green first, makes sure to see where he's going to chip up, then walks back, gets it all dialed in.
Nice.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. Now they have like all the apps and everything that shows you all that stuff. You don't really have to do it.
Well, he's old, it's old school.
Yeah, I mean, I do it depending on where we're at.
Especially a new course, yeah.
I mean, we were playing. I was injured. Once I got to the green, I could read all those greens like no problem. And that was Bermuda, which is the hardest to putt on.
Eric was our caddy. He was the worst caddy ever. We just lost him half the time.
I buried Costi on the greens, left him in the dust. And those Bermuda greens are tough, man, because they got the green. I got practice. I got to see if I could. I tried swinging the club the other day. It just did not feel good. So, try again. Sean's going to break 90. We should just do best ball, man. Best ball scramble. Be more fun. We could do side bets.
I'm game for whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
I like that Sean says $500 a round. It's way cheaper than 4 hours at the craps table.
It is.
No, I know it is. I know it is. I mean, between us two, that could be between us.
I mean, you get me away from slots for 5 hours, that's saving me a lot of money.
Kidding Ari and Winter trying to figure out how or Ari and Bellagio are trying to figure out how they're going to make up for that $70,000 they're going to lose. It's like, we have a deficiency in our projections here. They went to play golf. What?
Hour travel. Okay. Then they got lunch. It's 8 hours. Not good.
Got fairly disinterested versus Central Connecticut State. Kicking things off. 5 o'clock Eastern time start. Campbell, the Camels, up against the X's, formerly known as Twitter, Elon. Got Maine versus Albany, the Great Danes. App State versus Georgia Southern. UMass Lowell, been there on acid against Vermont, been there on acid. 2 schools I've been to on acid. Then we've got Bellarmine versus North Florida. You know, I've been to Lowell a bunch of times, actually. Got Stony Brook versus Monmouth. Florida Gulf Coast versus Lipscomb. Towson versus Drexel. It's a beautiful card. Hampton versus College of Charleston. St. Peter's, the Peacocks up against Ryder on the Storm. Northern Kentucky versus PFW Changs. North Texas versus SMU. He's going. We got Delaware against North Carolina A&T. La Tech against UTEP. South Dakota State Jackrabbits up against Kansas City. We could stop there. Chris, what do you think?
Well, let's go to our old friends with PFW Changs. I think they're din tie done today. This one's all about Northern Kentucky. Purdue Fort Wayne's fallen off a map since taking their first loss in conference play. I think they've lost 5 straight now, and a lot of those have been decisive victories. Well, they gave 106 to Wright State, 93 to Youngstown, 85. They lost to IUPUI as 16.5-point favorites. Normally, I could consider this a buy low spot, but not for PFW. I think they're done here. So give me Northern Kentucky laying the 4.5 there, and I'm also going to go with Vermont plus the 3. At least that's where I saw it at last. I just think this is a one-possession game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. These are 2 of the best teams, if not the 2 best teams in the America East. And anytime you're going to give me a free bucket with Vermont, with how they've dominated that conference in the past few years, I'm going to take it. Give me Vermont the points.
I like in this spot. I really like St. Peter's. They've been playing really well, and they're playing against a Ryder team that is god awful.
They stink.
They're so bad.
The
Only
stench
only
coming off
blemish
that Rider team.
is really when they played at Fairfield. The rest of the way, I mean, literally since the beginning of December, they've been rolling.
That defensive Riders just really hits me the wrong way. That 3-point shooting, man. Oh my God.
Oh, it's great 3-point shooting. What do you mean?
They're just
327th in the country. They're doing great.
Hey, I think the stats are inflated a little bit because it doesn't look that way out on the court when you're watching it.
I mean, I just like St. Peter's in this spot. Not only do they have been winning of late, but they've been covering a lot. I'm laying the 7 here all day. They're great at home, so that's really the only one I really like in this spot, in this slot. I mean,
I'm gonna go against Ruffolo. I like PFW Chang's in this one. We all know it's better the next day, man. And I just think that this is probably a get right spot for them. I think they went back, looked at the film. They ate it cold out of the fridge and are ready to go right now. I like Central Connecticut State to get the ball rolling early too against Florida Fairleigh Dickinson. I think that one's fairly easy in the grand scheme of things. And the North Texas SMU game, I go back and forth because North Texas has that giant home winning streak going on here, but SMU is just so good on both sides of the court, and they really want it. It's their last year in the AAC for SMU. It's like they don't even have to do a lot of work to change the lettering around, because they're going to the ACC from the AAC. It's like they only have to switch out one letter there. It's like they just slap some tape. I got this one, man. Slap some tape over the middle C, just draw an A over it. It's like, I got this shit, man. Don't worry, man. Hold my beer. Yep. I like Wilmington against Northeastern. You think Rider's bad. Northeastern. Whew. Yep. They are in the discussion as well. 350th in the nation in shooting percentage against. 348th in the nation in 3-point shooting against. The national average in 3-point shooting is 33.5%. Teams shoot almost 38% against Northeastern. It's like, that means it's basically a shoot around. And when you're up against a Wilmington team that's 112th in the nation and shoots 35.4% from beyond the arc to begin with, and 46% from the floor against a team that allows teams to shoot 47.6%. You know what that means? Ugly, 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 ugly. Only thing that doesn't make it as ugly, when you look at Northeastern's 3-point shooting, it's even worse, man. It's like the only thing that's worse than their defense is their offense. The only thing worse than their offense is their defense. And the only thing worse than both of those is their rebounding. Yep. This is not a pretty picture. Taking Wilmington. The Seahawks. Jay would be like, I hate Geno Smith. Hate him. Put some words in his mouth. Geno Smith's so overrated. It's like the other Seahawks, man. Not those.
Not the Seahawks.
Not those Seahawks. How far did we go?
East Coast Hawks.
South Dakota State was as far as we went. Eastern Kentucky versus Jacksonville. Stetson versus Austin P. NJIT versus Bryant. New Hampshire versus Binghamton. Wagner versus Merrimack. LIU versus Stonehill. Combined 5-33 between those two teams. What's the get-in price there?
Guess who had the article for that one?
We have Sharp versus STFU. We got Iwapui versus Youngstown State. Cleveland State versus Wright State. Green Bay versus Oakland. It's all Horizon. 3 in a row there. Then we go to the Ohio Valley. Arkansas Little Rock versus Lindenwood. I mean, it just looks like a made-up school with that logo. It's like it does. It looks like a Disney, right? The Lion King. Then you got Stephen F. taking on Grand Canyon. Got Utah Rio Grande Valley, the Vaqueros, up against Cal Baptist. Vaqueros is Cowboys. That is. That's a whack matchup. Then we go to the other MAC. Quinnipiac versus Mount St. Mary's. That's it, up into 7:30. Costi, any? We got some big names here in this slot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Green Bay at home. They're a dog at home, plus 2.5 points against Oakland. Look, they've had 9 losses on the season, and 8 of them have been on the road. So they're a much better team at home. And if I can get points in my back pocket versus a team like Oakland, who's just as bad as them, I think it's just a factor of Green Bay is going to play better at home, and they're going to get the cover. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and they're covering the hell out of the ball. 7-2 against the spread. Love my points getting a dog at home. That's a good home team versus a team that's 5-5 on the road. Love it. Should be an easy cover, and I would even sprinkle a little bit on the money line.
Even got revenge going in that one, too. They just played on January 6th with Oakland getting the 6-point home win in that one as a 7.5-point favorite. So you get the revenge factor as well. Bonus.
Just a little bonus. Take the money line here.
Low bonus. I'm going to go with Wagner over Merrimack. I don't know. Wagner doesn't get a lot of respect, but I think they're going to be just fine in this one. I like New Hampshire against Binghamton. I think Binghamton's just terrible. Another just really, really bad team. The only problem is when you get into these American East, it's tough to look at the rankings, in certain categories. You kind of have to filter through, right? But one thing that we know about New Hampshire is that defensively, you can't shoot the 3 against them. And then you have a team that's 323rd in the nation at shooting the 3 in Binghamton, right? So you're up against the 4th best defensive 3-point shooting team in the nation in New Hampshire. It just looks like a bad day at the office. And then when you go to the other side of it, they're 246th at defending the 3. In New Hampshire, I understand their general shooting is not very good, but they shoot mostly 3s, and that's why they're going to rack them up. Rack them. Rack City. Rack City. Rack City, bitch. Rack City, bitch. Rack City. Chris?
I was trying to find a way where I could tie in Lindenwood and start calling them the Mufasas, but
it could work. it works.
Nah, I got nothing there. Let me get
How about
Brian.
we could just call it a straight Hakuna Matata?
I mean, no parlays for the rest of your day. Give me Brian against NJIT.
You don't think they're going to show up for this one, the Highlanders? I mean, the thing about today's card is and the reason why I love it, there's so many bad teams playing. I know there are cappers out there, and I've had this discussion with them on the live show. You guys have seen it, especially on the weekend, where I say, at what point is it not a team playing badly and just a really bad team that's overmatched on a nightly basis? And, I think we see a lot of that here today.
Yeah, I do too. Give me Bryant. It's not the same Bryant team that was dominant a couple of years ago, but NJIT just seems to be getting worse year after year.
Aren't you worried about the way they guard the perimeter, NJIT? Knock, knock. Who's there? NJIT's perimeter defense. NJIT perimeter's defense too.
They ran away. Yeah, the thing I look at though, when you talked about perimeter defense, is that are these teams actually shooting enough 3s that they could take advantage of it? And Bryant, they're 7th in the conference in 3-point shooting out of 9 teams, but they shoot the 5th
today.
I was gonna say but they shoot the 3rd most amount of 3s, so I think those will start falling today. And they have their best 2-point offense as well. So if the 3s aren't falling, at least the 2s probably will be. So give me Bryant to beat up on SHIT. I mean, I did it again. NJIT.
They stink. Costa, you went in this spot already?
Yeah, I already went. I was first.
All right. Go to the 8 o'clock Eastern time. More sexy games here. North Dakota State against St. Thomas. Tarleton State against Southern Utah. Western Kentucky versus FIU, Abilene Christian versus the Eggs, Oral Roberts versus Nebraska Omaha, Milwaukee versus Detroit, Eastern Illinois versus Tennessee Tech, Louisiana Monroe versus South Alabama, ULL versus Arkansas State. Going to get letters about that one. Tennessee Martin up against Southeast Missouri State. That's it. Up until 8 and 8:30. Chris, it's you.
Gonna get letter from the morons. Okay, I gotta go back to it. Give me Abilene Christian. Poach the eggs here.
Get a side order hash browns with that.
Yeah, I might have to. I might have to double up on the hash browns there. Yeah, Utah Tech, they're competitive in some spots, but Abilene Christian, I think, is just a much better team than a 7-11 record would indicate. So give me Abilene Christian here.
Sounds like a double yoker. Costi.
I'm going to go with UL Lafayette at home. Another good versus bad scenario. UL Lafayette beat them on the road back in early January. Now they're playing them at home. And Arkansas State's 2-8 on the road. They're terrible. ULL is 5-1 at home. They clearly beat them on their turf. This is going to be another easy game. The line should be 7, and it's only 3.5. Give me the Ragin' Cajuns at the crib.
Well, it's like Neil Young once said, tonight's the night. The Detroit Titans get on the board for a win. I think they outright Milwaukee in this game. If they don't win this game, they're not going to win a game all season long. Tonight's the night, man. I know that Detroit's numbers are terrible. 360th in shooting threes in the nation, 26%. We know they shoot only 39.5% in general, which is worse than a lot of teams' three-point shooting. 350th best in the nation. But look, they're up against a Milwaukee team that's 327th in defense. They're also 359th in guarding the three. So they're only one position higher than they are. I mean, they're 5 percentage points higher. Teams shoot 5 percentage points higher against them than they do against anybody else. You know, when it comes to shooting threes. If not now, then when? If you're not going to win tonight, they lost already against Milwaukee. So this is the revenge match, even though it's in the other building. I don't think it matters. I don't think Milwaukee has that big of a home court advantage. Yeah, I know we're 361st at defending the three. I understand that. We're also 356th in general field goal shooting percentage against. But once again, Milwaukee doesn't have any way to bruise us here. You know? Hear me out, man. Tonight's the night.
Did the coach say, all right, we're just not shooting any more threes? For every 4 you guys shoot, you only make 1. At what point they just say, let's just figure out an offense. Like, you guys just stink. Like, we recruited the wrong players to shoot threes.
Yeah, but the thing is at Detroit, you know, they're also only 234th in the nation in offensive rebounding. So I think they got a chance at some second chance points here tonight against a really, really bad Milwaukee defensive rebounding team, 313th in the nation. I think they're going to get them on the board. They're just going to pound them on the boards. Hit them in the gut.
I get the angle. Lions are in the NFC Championship. The motivational angle.
And their coach was suspended for cheating.
Yeah. There it is. I got it. They're winning it outright.
I'll tell you what, Detroit has a pretty good tradition there in college hoops. I mean, I know that this year they don't, but in the past they do. Dick Vitale coached at Detroit.
40 years ago?
More than that.
1973.
Is that what they're saying?
Nah, I just made that up.
Dickie V coached there. Let's see.
Completely a guess.
Dickie V coached at Detroit from 73 to 77.
Wow, look at that. I'm impressed. I knew it was in the 70s, but I'm impressed.
73 to 77. What was Dickie V's record there?
Dickie V's record was 73 to 77, 110, and 87.
He was a beast. 79 and 29.
Oh,
He was a tough out,
yeah,
man.
played a lot less games back then.
Tough out, man. He was a tough out. He was a better, it's like John Madden, better coach than announcer. They were 26 and 3 in 77.
Wow.
Yep. They made the Sweet 16.
Maybe they're listening and watching to this show, so they're hearing the motivational Dickie V motivational pump to get him over the hump tonight.
Well, if they're listening to this show, we're going to call a timeout. We're going to say, we're going to blitz on every play. Anyone crosses that line of scrimmage, I'm going to take each and every one of you out. They're going to remember the night that they played the Titans. The Detroit
Hopefully they don't shoot any threes tonight. They're just getting the ball inside, big on big, schoolyard ball. That's it. The Ruffolo game. Just bounce around on the inside. I could see Ruffolo. He's an elbow guy. He's definitely an elbow guy. Like you come across the middle, he just elbows you. I think that's.
You see Paul Feinbaum's? You hear Paul Feinbaum's comments about Harbaugh?
Yeah. Like, well, now he can't rag on him anymore because he's in the league.
It's a relief.
It's a relief. Yeah. He was not happy with him.
He's not a good coach, man. Bullshit.
I mean, he has won everywhere.
Where? He's won one national title. He was given the keys to a limousine.
Wait, hold on. He improved Stanford.
He didn't win.
Didn't win the big game.
It's all that matters.
But again, didn't win the big game. Improved San Francisco. Lost to his brother in the Super Bowl. Is very close. And he has won at Michigan.
So the team that he inherited from Mike Singletary in San Francisco, would you say the cupboard was empty, or would you say the cupboard was stocked?
Stocked. Not even, but still, I'm just saying, I have to look at the numbers overall. He takes quarterbacks and he elevates their play. So I think from an offensive-minded coach, he's going to be definitely a surplus.
All right, well, here's the question, which I already know the answer to. So when it comes to like these sports stations, right, and these sports shows that they have, that are not games, they're just shows. Do you watch them or you don't watch them?
Watch them 25% of the time.
But you watch them.
I watch them.
Yeah, because you sound like
certain guys I buy into. Certain guys that are players that I really.
How about Dan Orlovsky? Do you buy into him?
Favorite guy.
Oh my God, what a sack of shit that guy is.
Guy.
That guy's the dumbest rock for brains guy out there. He's the worst of the worst. He's the worst of the worst. He was a horrible player. All right, horrible.
You don't have to be a great player.
Horrible. Oh, I understand that, but his opinion is just like so. It's moronic. It's like what world do you live in, man? I mean, he's wrong like 99% of the time. I mean, if it was him here on this YouTube show, he'd have more trolls than I do. It's like, I mean, he sucks.
Betting standpoint, sure, but from a true analysis, like the Stafford year when they ran it and they won the Super Bowl, he was on him from the start.
They were the favorites. They were the favorites to win the Super Bowl that year. Yes, they were.
They got there.
No, the Rams were the favorites to win the Super Bowl that year.
From the start of the year?
From the start of the year, from the second they made that trade. They were the favorites to win the Super Bowl all season long. I gotta look that up. They absolutely were. Absolutely, 100% were the favorites. They had gone to the Super Bowl 2 years earlier. They had tons of guys. All right. Anyways, back to business. Remember the Titans. We've got Eastern Illinois versus Tennessee Tech. Both those teams make me sick to my stomach. We've got Louisiana Monroe versus South Alabama. Oh, we did this one because Costi took ULL. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Denver versus, he even gave him respect and called him Louisiana Lafayette, which is a lot more than we do normally. We have a little beef going with the athletic director there. He likes to send me letters about my treatment of his team on our shows, writing, whatever. ULL bitches. Denver versus South Dakota. It's ULL to me. He said that ULL is not the proper usage of how the way that they prefer their school to be addressed. And he sends me the same letter every fucking year. It's like a form letter. What's his name again?
He sent you the letter with the pinky up. It says it's not the proper designation.
Yeah, that's what he said, the proper designation. What was his name again? That guy hates me. Oh,
it's like Phil Marone or something.
Yeah, Maroney. Whatever, Marone. That guy hates my guts.
That's why I called him the Maroons when we were talking about him.
Oh, man. I didn't do nothing. Call him what you want over there. We'll call him whatever we want over here. We don't like that ULL. It's like, I don't like a lot of things, man.
But I live with
ULL. Denver versus South Dakota. Sam Houston, not a state, versus New Mexico is a state. Gonzaga versus San Francisco. Southern Indiana, the Screaming Eagles versus the Leathernecks of Western Illinois. Sac State versus Montana State. Eastern Washington versus Northern Colorado. Idaho versus Northern Arizona. Oregon, the Ducks taking on Arizona State. Portland State firing it up one more time against the Grizz of Montana. The other Grizz. Cal State Northridge versus Bakersfield. Long Beach, what up, Beaches? Versus UC Irvine. That's also known as the Anteaters. Got San Diego, the Tritons versus UC Riverside. Cal Poly versus Cal State Fullerton. Cal Poly sounds made up like a movie. You know, oh, where are you going? Cal Poly. Got Santa Clara versus Pepperdine. Loyola Marymount versus Portland. St. Mary's versus Pacific. 27-point spread in that gem. We got Oregon State versus Arizona. And Hawaii trying to say aloha to you at UCSB. Costi, what do you think of this beautiful slate?
I like Gonzaga in this spot. I think it's a lot of value at 9.5. I thought this line would be easily 14 or 15. Yes, Gonzaga has that really ugly loss, but that's really their only blemish in January. They've covered, not only do they win games, they've been covering and they've been winning games by large margins. San Francisco just lost to St. Mary's, and it was supposed to be, they matched it up as a close spread at 1.5, and St. Mary's blew them out by 17. So I think just like every year, San Francisco is great overall, even against the spread, against subpar opponents, but I like Gonzaga all day under 10 points. They're going to blow them out.
So the they beat them justification there. St. Mary's beat them, so Gonzaga's going to beat them.
Yes.
You understand they have a 50-point win against Mississippi Valley State.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything at all. Mississippi Valley State is like, even though Detroit hasn't won a game, even though Detroit hasn't won a game, they'd be 15-point favorites over Mississippi Valley State easily. They were 34.5-point favorites in that one, covered. I mean, San Francisco's covered a ton of spreads too. 8 of their last 9.
I still think that we take the three of us, 2 random cappers from the site, maybe just take Jay and one other person, run no bench, and still beat Mississippi Valley State and get a cover.
Roof, what are you, a 3-point specialist?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
3-point specialist, and when I get driven off the arc, I just go inside and I just barrel. I don't even care if I take a charge.
This is like this time frame is like the land of the sharp chasers, you know? Like all the sharp chaser teams are in here, you know? So it's like it's hard to pick one that I like any better than the other because it's like shitty teams that, you know, people with hope are all over. It's like,
you ever see that? You ever see that scene from Indiana Jones where the boulder's running down the mountain?
Right, you have to get out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me driving into the lane and coming into the paint.
Oh, right.
I'm the builder.
And Jay's the guy that's like the and one video that just keeps dribbling but does nothing with it. Doesn't go for the shot. Just keeps like drip. He's like
He's the guy that
guy over. Then he stands up, laughs at him. Then he crosses him over again.
and you're and
Jay,
he's
pass
the
the
one.
ball. No, Pat, just
He's
pass
the,
the ball.
he's the one when your controller dies in 2K.
I'm going to go with Northern Colorado here against Eastern Washington. Big Sky matchup. I think it's way too many points in a game that Northern Colorado certainly has a chance to win outright. They're a great cover team. I know Eastern Washington is a good home team. They don't play a ton of home games, but I'm going to roll with them here. I also, I have a lot of games that I really like here, so it's basically splitting hairs as to where we're going to go. Fullerton against Poly. Poly should be made up. I mean, they stink. They stink. They're the worst Big West team by far. They make me sick. I don't even understand what they're trying to do. I mean, when you're 338th in shooting percentage, shooting at 40% from the floor, right? I mean, what's the strategy there? Who have they beaten? I mean, who in the hell is Poly's got 4 wins? Who have they beaten? They beat Nebraska, Omaha. They were 1.5 point dogs in that one. Then they probably got some unlined in here is what they got. Oh, no. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's the other Titans. Remember the Titans. So Cal Poly has beaten Nebraska, Omaha. They beat San Jose State in overtime. They were 9.5 point dogs in that game. Then they beat St. Thomas on a neutral court by 1 as a 7-point dog. That's how good they are. They're 7-point dogs to things. Oh, and then they smashed Laverne by 18 in an unlined game.
Her.
Yeah, smashed
Not her.
them.
Oh, man.
They started the season 1-0. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassan Pfeffer Incorporated.
Where the hell was Shirley when all that was going on?
Doing this. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassan Pfeffer Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Chris, do it your way.
I have no words at this point.
Yeah, we're lost without Jay. Who upholds all decorum on the show, even though he did revert to the voice of everything yesterday. I didn't hear about his text that he got from Rod.
We can hold down the fort for a day without Jay. I'm gonna take UC San Diego. Laying the points against UC Riverside. Riverside's terrible on the road. 4-6 against the number. 0-10 straight up. UC San Diego playing really well at home. 7-0 against the spread.
Not the Titans though. They're the Tritons.
No, the Tritons. Oh my God! Could you imagine Fullerton and
The Aquamans?
Fullerton and San Diego? You got the Titans and the Tritons.
Yeah, you got to call them the Aquamans.
There you
Love
go.
that.
And UC San Diego, and give me St. Mary's and the beat down against Pacific. It could be it could be a game with really like very few possessions, but St. Mary's is blowing everybody out. And let's not forget Pacific lost by 46 or 47 to Pacific earlier this season. So give me St. Mary's.
Wow. A little heavy-handed with the point allocation there, huh? It's big. All right. Skate on over to the NHL. I miss Jay. We should text him. See how he's doing.
Where is he?
Let him know we care. He took the Hawks yesterday. He's not feeling it.
God. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Self-inflicted torture. I've learned my lesson. Yeah, never again. I'm also a rule follower.
Took us 40 minutes to do that college basketball slate. Those you keeping score at home. Didn't even give out that many picks. Panthers to hire Bucks Canales as head coach from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator. Yeah. Red Wings against the Flyers. Canadiens against the Islanders. Senators against the Bruins. Lightning versus the... Oh! CJ, I could do it too. Chris, who do you like? Muted.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, I'm howling, man. I'm doing it all. I got to cover all the bases here. I
get you.
I'm telling you, I'm underrated,
Give me the Detroit Red Wings at home here against the Flyers. Flyers have lost 3 straight. They're only 21-3 on the puck line on the road, and it's really impressive. But the goaltending situation's murky for the Flyers right now. Carter Hart's out indefinitely with some off-ice issues. And Philadelphia in their last 3 games giving up 18 goals. So give me the Flyers here. Give me the Red Wings over the Flyers, sorry.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell? Give me the Lightning in regulation, too, against the Coyotes.
Costi, anything? Flyers puck line for me. Nothing, Costi? Can't hear you.
Nah, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I'm a fan of being in my wheelhouse. College basketball, NFL, NBA. I focus. Just NHL is not my wheelhouse.
I don't like Drake. We got Carolina Hurricanes versus Devils. I just don't like them. We got the Dallas Stars versus the Anaheim Ducks. Smudges versus the worst name in sports. Flames versus the Blue Jackets. And the Oilers versus the Blackhawks.
Healthy minus 520 favorite for you.
Go down to the book and put a sawbuck on the Oilers for me. They'll hand you back a dime. If you bet $5 on the Oilers, you get less than 10 cents back. No, you get $1, right? You get $1.
Yeah.
98 cents.
I'll give you the Hurricanes against the Devils. Hurricanes on the back-to-back, but I think they've got a lot of momentum after beating Boston in Boston on Wednesday. New Jersey, solid road team, 14-7-1, but I just think the Carolina Hurricanes are the better team here. There's one of the betting tools really likes the Hurricanes as well on the puck line, so maybe go with that too. But for me, it's Carolina money line there. And I'm going to take the under 6.5, Anaheim, Dallas. 9 straight meetings between these two teams have seen 6 goals or less. Don't trust Anaheim to score a ton of goals, and Dallas likes to play some defense anyways. Play that hard-hitting physical style, so give me the under 6.5.
Costi?
I passed on NHL.
Oh, well, you got to pass on each segment. We don't remember what you had for dinner yesterday.
I'm just a complete pass for the NHL.
I don't
Cooking
care.
up
Then you got to pass each time around. It's the way the show works. Sorry.
Pass.
All right. Well, let me show you how I do the NHL old school style. I find the one with a tight line here, like the smudges against the worst name in sports. Take out the lucky penny, like so. Flip it into the air. Heads is home team. Tails is away team. Hold it into the camera for everyone to see. It's the smudge. Yeah. Old school. Lucky penny's money. We went on like such a heater with this thing.
I remember the lucky penny heater.
Yeah, we're not really off it. We never like the heater never stopped. We just stopped. I just lost the lucky penny went into my pen holder, and couldn't find him.
It's the good old lucky. It's the good old lucky penny run of 2021.
What a run it was, man! People were like, "You gotta flip the penny." It's like it's a coin. And then other people would come on that never saw the show before. This guy just flips a coin for his hockey picks. It's like, people are like, it works, man.
Do you remember when someone in the comments said, is the penny going to start selling premiums?
Here you go, Costa. Welcome aboard.
There you go.
Smooth blue. It's okay. Keep coming back, sir. Keep coming.
We appreciate your love and support.
I don't take anything personal.
I do. Don't worry, I do.
Not for me.
Which is like, I'll take it personally for you.
All right. Well, that brings us to the all-important parlay section of the show. All right. Yeah, perfect. Parlay, parlay, parlay. Parlay, parlay, parlay. Chris.
All right, give me UC San Diego laying the points.
The Tritons. You could do Tritons, Titans, Titans.
You could. Give me UC San Diego. Give me. Gotta go back through the list here. Give me Bryant.
The Bulldogs.
And give me St. Peter's.
Peacocks. Costi.
I'm going to go an all NBA parlay here. Missed the beginning of the show.
How about
And we're here.
the wind came in from Kansas City and it headed out towards the ocean.
It got there. Trust me, last week it was here.
Well, it came in from Kansas City, but then it went out towards the ocean.
Came to the ocean, yeah. Now it's right back here. Back here.
In from Kansas City?
Philadelphia 76ers.
In from the west, out to the east.
In from the rest. Daybreak, Embiid went off for 70. Pacers can't figure it out right now. It's going to take them still not riding the Halliburton less or even the Halliburtons for another week or two until I see some cohesion with this new lineup. 76ers, the House of Disappointment, and the Chicken Nuggets. Three-way.
I'm going to take Cal State Fullerton, Detroit, and Cal State Fullerton, Detroit. Who else goes right along that same thing? I can't take those guys. Cal State Fullerton, Detroit, and so Titans, PFW Changs. It's way better the next day. It's way better the next day. Everyone knows that. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Costi will be back with us tomorrow for Friday here with our morning show at Pick Dogs. Jay Briggs will be back.
Purple Friday over here in Baltimore, so I'm pumped.
Purple Nipple Friday.
Purple Nipple Friday. T-Pain is doing the halftime show at the AFC Championship. Very excited for that.
Nice, man. What's his song that he does with Flo Rida, right?
There's a couple of them. There's a couple good ones.
Got the bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur. It's coming. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis are hyping. They're doing the hype before the game coming out. It's gonna be exciting. Nobody could hype anybody up bigger than Ray Lewis when he does the dance.
No, Ed Reed, man.
Yeah, but Ed Reed's more of just a I'll show you with my play guy. Ray's the big, like the dance. They put out fake grass for him to rip up to do the dance. It's getting hot in here. Nelly's playing. I mean, it will be rowdy. He is the GOAT.
All right. Good story. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Chris has disappeared. Make it a winning day. I'm gonna try and act more professional for tomorrow's show. I'm gonna dress it up a little bit. Maybe I should get a suit, like do a show in a suit.
I would love that.
Like if I started doing it in a suit, like suit and tie, no hat, just straight on.
Bow tie one day,
Yeah.
nice lapel. Yeah, that would look good on you.
Nice. All right. Gordon Soley, when I was growing up for professional wrestling, saying so long from the Sunshine State. What, Chris? What's so funny?
Because I know it's crazy that I actually know who Gordon Soley is.
So long.